Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into something truly fascinating today, a global culinary powerhouse that quietly shapes the menus of high-end restaurants and the shelves of major retail chains all over the world. We're unpacking the journey of 1121 Steam Basmati Rice, and specifically, we're going to explore AHK Rice's highly integrated system. If you're a B2B professional, well, the details we're about to get into might literally change how you look at your supply chain. So let me ask you a question right off the bat. What actually drives the massive international demand and the seriously complex logistics for this specific premium rice variety? Out of all the commodities traded globally, why do wholesale buyers consistently go out of their way for 1121 Steam Basmati? It's a fiercely competitive market, you know. Wholesale buyers don't just buy on a whim. They need consistency, they need absolute reliability, and above all, they need a product that performs exactly the same way every single time, whether it's landing in a port in the UK, the UAE, or the US. Well, the secret is all in this undeniable metric, 8.35 millimeters. That is the extraordinary minimum average grain length that completely defines the premium quality of 1121 Basmatis. When we talk about 1121, we aren't just talking about your average long grain rice. We are talking about an extra long grain structure that physically expands upon cooking, creating this totally unmatched visual presentation. This number, it's the gold standard. It's the baseline specification that ensures your end consumers are getting the luxurious, visually stunning dining experience they're paying top dollar for. Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. We'll start with the premium standard, look at the specifications and data, trace the processing journey, check out the culinary performance, explore flexible packaging, and finally wrap up with global export. Section 1, the Premium Basmati Standard. Before we get deep into the logistics, we have to establish why this specific grain is so prestigious. The core identity of 1121 Steam Basmati really relies on three pillars: that extraordinary grain length, a distinct aromatic profile, and an incredibly fluffy, non-sticky texture. Because, let's be honest, absolutely no one wants a clumpy biryani. Chefs rely on these exact traits to make sure the rice separates beautifully on the plate and absorbs the flavors of the dish without turning into mush. Section 2, Product Specifications and Data. If you're an international wholesale buyer, you're making your purchasing decisions based on hard, strict technical data. Looking at these authoritative metrics, you've got the massive length and pristine white steamed color, sure, but pay special attention to the moisture metric, under 12.5%. This is absolutely critical for transit stability. It means the rice is perfectly dried to prevent spoilage, mold, or weight discrepancies during those long weeks sitting inside a shipping container over the ocean. This is exactly where quality control directly protects your bottom line. And let's highlight one more crucial metric, under 1% broken grains. Why does this matter so much? Because it translates directly to predictable visual uniformity for food service. If you have a high percentage of broken kernels, the rice cooks unevenly. It clumps up, and the whole presentation just falls apart. Less than 1% breakage means almost every single grain is perfectly intact, delivering that flawless commercial-grade presentation every single time. Section 3, the Integrated Processing Journey. So how do you actually achieve less than 1% breakage and perfect moisture control? Rigorous integrated processing. It all starts with raw paddy procurement from trusted local farmers and pre-cleaning, followed by de-husking and whitening. Then we get into precision mechanical grading, optical sorting, and finally specialized steaming and drying. The big takeaway here? Having all these stages managed entirely under one roof radically reduces the risks of third-party handling and guarantees total traceability. Let's really zero in on that final step, steam processing. It's a highly controlled treatment that preserves the grain structure for a lighter look and that non-sticky texture we talked about. This is a very specialized step, and honestly, it's the absolute secret to maintaining that massive 8.35 millimeter length without the vulnerable extra long grains snapping during their long journey across the ocean, and eventually into a boiling pot of water. The real advantage of this steaming method becomes super obvious when we compare it to heavier parboiled methods. Heavy parboiling can sometimes leave you with a tougher, darker green. Steam processing, on the other hand, delivers a much lighter, softer eating profile. It strikes this perfect balance between the structural integrity you need for global export and the delicate culinary quality required for high-end cooking. But quality control definitely doesn't stop at steaming. The rice then goes through advanced optical color sorting. These high-tech machines use sensors to instantly spot and shoot out any discolored, damaged, or just unsuitable grains. Coupled with constant moisture testing, this zero-compromise approach ensures that absolutely nothing but the purest, most uniform white grains ever make it into your export container. Section 4. Culinary Performance and Food Service. Now let's shift gears from the factory floor to practical, real-world application. Why does a high-volume restaurant distributor demand this exact grain profile? Well, this sums it up perfectly. Extra long grains help improve presentation, particularly in biryanis and pilafs where the rice itself remains highly visible. For commercial kitchens, the rice isn't just a side dish. Actually, scratch that. It's basically the canvas. When a chef is pushing out hundreds of portions a night, they need absolute predictability. They need that grain to expand flawlessly, validating the premium price tag of the dish for the customer. Section 5. Flexible Packaging and Branding. Once this premium rice is processed, how does it actually get to market? The whole operation is built to adapt to an incredibly diverse B2B audience. Whether you're an international wholesaler looking for bulk sacks, a catering supplier who needs large service formats, or a retail chain looking for shelf-ready consumer bags, AHK Rice has the infrastructure to handle the whole shebang super efficiently. But here is a real game changer, especially if you're building an ambitious brand. AHK Rice offers bespoke, private label solutions tailored exactly to your market positioning. Think about what that means. You can build your own brand equity with customized packaging that speaks directly to your customers, all while never having to compromise on those rigorous Core 1121 export specifications we broke down earlier. It's the world-class quality of a fully integrated mill, beautifully packaged under your own name. Section 6. Your global export partner. So we've gone from the fields of Punjab right into customized packaging, and now we have to actually deliver it globally. Anyone working in global trade knows that logistics and paperwork are basically the stuff of nightmares. Commercial invoices, phytosanitary certificates, certificates of origin, the bill of lading, it's a lot. So the crucial point is that AHK Rice handles all of this complex cargo documentation completely in-house. They coordinate container loading right at their facility, which is a massive, massive relief for importers, and prevents those agonizing, costly delays at the port. And their ability to execute this logistical masterclass, it's perfectly proven by this number. 15. That is the number of countries AHK Rice currently exports to. That instantly builds immense corporate authority, right? It proves they aren't just some local processor. They have genuine, tested global scale. They truly understand international compliance, wildly diverse market requirements, and the intense intricacies of shipping agricultural products across continents. Just to give you an idea of that scale, their shipments span major global trade routes. We're talking about consistent, reliable deliveries to the UAE, Saudi Arabia, the UK, Germany, the US, China, and beyond. That tangibly demonstrates their unquestionable competence in international freight coordination. To sum up our entire explainer today, it really all comes down to the paddy to port advantage. By keeping everything under one roof, from sourcing raw paddy from trusted farmers, all the way to advanced optical sorting, custom packaging, and final export documentation, AHK Rice acts as a unified, totally reliable global partner. They bring quality, reliability, and direct, transparent communication into one seamlessly integrated supply chain for premium 1121 Steam Basmati. I want to leave you with a final, slightly provocative thought to chew on today. If you are a B2B buyer, an importer, or a distributor, I want you to look closely at your own operations and ask yourself, is your current rice supply chain truly integrated from paddy to port? If you're dealing with middlemen, fragmented communications, or frustratingly inconsistent quality in your current setup, well, it might just be time to reevaluate your logistics and seek out a more reliable, globally proven partnership. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep learning, keep optimizing, and I'll see you next time.